Hey everybody, it's Frank Ski from the People Station V-103, and I am honored to have not only a friend but a legend in our studio today. The one and only Angelo Taylor is here. Good to see you, partner.
Good to see you.
How you
again.
been, man? You good?
I've been doing really good.
Good. You know what? When I heard that you were getting inducted into the Georgia Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame, I wanted to bring you in personally to really sit down and have a great talk with you. So how you feeling about that? I mean, you know, Southwest DeKalb High School, and now you're being inducted into the Hall of Fame with people like Arthur Blank and Champ Bailey and others.
It's a surreal experience. I'm humbled to be amongst, the great athletes, coaches, and contributors to the sport.
Yeah,
And it's just a huge honor and an amazing feeling.
you know, I walked in and I looked at the table, and I'm like, man, what a statement. 3 Olympic gold medals, a silver medal. You have like 32 other international medals and stuff that you've earned throughout your career. And man, that's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Something I never thought I would do. But there was a lot of hard work put into it, and a lot of sacrifice and dedication, and perseverance, and it's still just unbelievable.
Wow. You know, I think about the fact that there should actually be more medals on this table had it not been for that one controversial Olympic team that got the medal stripped that year.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you were found like nothing was wrong.
Yeah. I mean that it actually took away from my legacy. I could have been up there with amongst the greats like Carl Lewis and Bolt. It's an unfortunate situation.
Okay.
However, I did my thing individually.
Yes, you did.
And, I'm still proud to be able to sit right here with 3 Olympic gold medals.
I just want to tell everybody, I remember, and I'll never forget this. We were in Rome, Italy with the Frank Ski Kids Foundation, everybody. And I remember that the woman who was running my foundation, Fashion, and my assistant at the time, she said, Angelo Taylor's here, and he's going to stop by and say hello to the kids. But you not only stopped by and you gave all the kids tickets to go to the Olympic Stadium to see you guys run. And I mean, that was like, just for you to take the time out to leave and to come to see some kids from Atlanta, in Rome, Italy, and give us tickets, like those kids still speak on that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. It was like a coincidence that you guys were in Rome at the same time I was. So, with you, knowing you and what you do for the kids, I thought it would be special for me to, have the kids to come to the Olympic Stadium and get a chance to see international track meet.
I remember when I was at the stadium and Mickey Barber came up. She was like, "Aren't you Frank Ski from V-103?" And I was like, "But aren't you Mickey Barber?" I'm like totally shell shocked that a woman you see on TV running all your life and the Penn relays and everything. And you're the American team in Rome, and I just always wanted to say thank you for that, bro.
No problem. Just thank you for everything you do.
Okay, so let's talk for a minute. So, who is this guy that would go to Southwest DeKalb High School? You leave Southwest DeKalb and you go to Georgia Tech. By the time you graduated high school, like 4 years later after high school, you had already won your first Olympic gold. Like you were breaking like world records at 19, and you were from right here in Atlanta, Georgia. But you were also a 3-sport athlete. So what made you pick track and field over the other sports? What other sports were you playing?
I participated in football, basketball, and I also ran cross country.
Wow.
So I had a late start with sports. I didn't start until the 8th grade.
Really?
Yes. I would always play in the neighborhood, but I didn't start playing organized sports until the 8th grade. And my start wasn't as good as you see these medals. I rode the bench in football, and I got tried out for the basketball team in 8th grade, got cut. And I was just a guy on the track team. And I guess about around the age of 14, after a few years of, taking a lot of L's, I went to my summer track coach, and I was just like, Coach, I'm tired of losing. What do I need to do?
Wow.
And he was like, meet me at my house at 6:30 in the morning, 3 days a week. And this was during the summertime. And I would get up and I would be at his house at 6:30 in the morning, and we did a 3 mile run three times a week that summer. And I built up my stamina, and I slowly started improving. And it taught me that you just can't go to practice and expect to be good.
Right.
You have to do extra. And by building that stamina, working hard, I started to get good at the other sports. And by my junior year in high school, uh, that was my breakout year in track and field. And became the state champion in the triple jump and 300 hurdles, and run up in the 400. And we won the 4x4 relay, and I got the athlete of the year for track and field. So track and field was the sport that I excelled in first.
Right.
Because I ran track and field, it allowed me to, it taught me how to run, and I just became a better athlete in basketball and football. I didn't play football again until my senior year, so I didn't play 9th, 10th, 11th grade. Went out to football team my senior year. We won state. Got recruited. I got a lot recruited in football. Got some recruitment in basketball, but with the '96 Olympics coming to Atlanta, it really inspired me.
Yeah.
And watching the hometown hero Gwen Torrance,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to train on the same track as she did, and then watching Derek Atkins and Derek Mills at Georgia Tech. That was the reason why I went to Georgia Tech. Derek Atkins was the Olympic champion in the 400-meter hurdles. Derek Mills was Olympic champion in 4x400 relay. So, it just really inspired me, just seeing, the world come to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Experiencing the Olympic Games, having these hometown heroes right here in Atlanta.
Mm.
And it was the sport that I had the most success in. So I was like, I guess I'll give track a try, see how it goes.
What's amazing is, I'll say this, is that being a person who was not from Atlanta, but now have studied Atlanta and going through Leadership Atlanta, the impact that the Olympics had on this city is truly the change agent that made us into this international world city now. Listening to you talk and you speak of your success at Georgia Tech, you don't hear Georgia Tech really being that track dominant college now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. And your story really speaks volumes to parents who have these kids now. And like I always tell parents, you never know when their breakout's going to be. Like you can't, you got these parents pushing these kids at 5 years old and 4 years old. And, it's like some kids are coming in later.
Exactly.
Developing in different things, and then they decide what they want to do. I remember we had Carl Lewis on, and Carl Lewis said that his sport was actually soccer.
Mm-hmm.
That he was a kid that played soccer, but then in his off season he started to run track, and that is when he made his switch. So, what do you feel about these kids nowadays that their parents are making them play one sport, the same sport, all year long?
Well, now I am a coach, and this is something I have to deal with. So, I just tell when people come to me for advice, the parents come to me, I just tell them, let them try everything.
Yeah.
You don't want to just let them do one sport all year long, because I did multiple sports. And like you said, you just never know what path they're going to take.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think soccer is a great sport to start your kids out in. Get them, because you have to run in soccer. You have to be a team player.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just let them have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to take it too serious. I tell them, they don't sign NFL contracts, NBA contracts for 5-year-olds. You're not gonna, make the the major leagues in
Yeah.
middle school.
Right,
So
right.
you just never know what path they're going. You just want to make sure they're having fun, and that they give 100% and don't give up.
What? So you're coaching basketball now?
Track and field.
Track and field?
Track
Okay.
and field. So I work with a nonprofit organization called Elite Speed. It's a summer track club, and
Nice.
and I mentor track and field athletes, high school athletes.
Nice.
So we, in the past few years, we had some kids to get scholarships.
Beautiful.
So that's just really, really important for me, just to mentor these kids and let them know what they can do. I tell them, you don't have to be an Olympian, but to get receive a scholarship,
Yeah,
and go to college, and get your school paid for, so you want to go in with
debt. Yeah,
you win it.
Yeah.
So, and it's a thrill for me to mentor some kids. I mean, just recently, last year, I had a girl to receive a full scholarship to Georgia Southern, and she wrote me a testimonial, and I had no idea the impact that I made on her. She was ready to give up. She was ready to quit track because she wasn't receiving the coaching she thought she should receive, and the coaches didn't really give her a scholarship. Try to get her a scholarship, and it just so happened that I knew the coach down at Georgia Southern. He was a former athlete at Southwest DeKalb. He was the head coach down there, and I just gave him a call, and he took a look at her. I worked with her. She actually lived in Macon, Georgia. She would drive up on the weekends to work with me, and
wow.
She placed second in state, and she ran her personal best, and she received a full scholarship.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Let's take a real quick minute. If you can go back right now throughout your life, who would be the person that you would go to right now and write that letter to that girl wrote to you? Who would be that one person you would write that letter to that changed your life?
That's hard. That's a hard question. Well, I mean, like I said earlier, I guess it would be my summer track coach, Coach Johnson. Well, it'd be, I was kind of toss up between Coach Johnson and my high school coach, Coach Cobb. Both of them are phenomenal coaches. Both are in the Hall of Fame for high school coaches. Like I said earlier, Coach Johnson, he got me to doing the morning runs. That's something that has stuck with me through my college and professional career.
Right.
Something I've always done since that day. And Coach Cobb, he taught me the importance of watching film, studying the greats.
Wow.
Edwin Moses, Kevin Young, who's the world record holder. Coach Carr ran track in the '60s at Tennessee State with Wilma Rudolph, Ralph Boston. He had me watching film with Tommy Smith, John Carlos, those guys. So he taught me the importance of, knowing my history and
wow,
what they did and why I was able to do what I was do as an Olympian. So those two were very pivotal coaches in my career. They really helped me out and really pushed me.
So if I had to ask you the same question, but not a coach, personally,
it would have to be my mother.
Yeah,
it would have to be my mother.
Why you say your mom's?
She was a very hard worker. She just, my mother is a teacher. She's an educator, and she really puts education on me. Just working hard and achieving my dreams, and no matter what I did, just give 100%.
What's a challenge you had with your mom? We all got challenges with our parents.
Well, my junior year, my parents got divorced.
Okay.
So that was pretty tough. I pretty much had to become the man of the family. Then, and just watching her, as a single parent, continue her education. She has a doctorate in education, and she's a school teacher, parent. She was on the president of the PTA. Um, you know,
Wow.
going to school. I really don't know how she did it. You know, she was really an inspiration for me, and I knew if she could do all that, you know, I had to work hard. So you know, I really want to make her happy, and you know, just pay her back by just succeeding and being successful.
Amen. Amen. All right. All right. So real quick, I want you to look at the camera and just thank Atlanta and super congratulations on now being in this Hall of Fame.
All right. Hey, Atlanta, I want to thank you for supporting me all these years. Being an Olympian, coming from South DeKalb, competing at Georgia Tech. Uh, I couldn't have done it without you guys. You're a big part of the reason why I did what I did. I wanted to represent you guys well, and I just thank you for all the support and the love.
All right. Angelo Taylor, everybody.